Ooh, welcome back. Here's the Thing Sports, episode 7, right?
Maybe 7, 8. I don't know.
Welcome back to Here's the Thing Sports. Once again, this is Mike Dorsey. Keegan Smith is here with Mike Dorsey. And we got a lot of stuff to get into today, so let's get right to it. Mike Dorsey, our favorite team, Boston Red Sox. Give us a little report. What's going on?
Well, the Red Sox, they are slumping right now. They have lost 10 of the last 12 before winning last night in spectacular fashion, put up 20 runs on the board on the Tampa Bay Rays. They are now 4 games back of the Rays after being in the lead for most of the season, we'll say. They have one more game tonight against the Rays to see if they can close the gap a little more. Tanner Houck is on the bump for tonight. But Keegan, overall, the past 2 weeks, what are we looking at here with the Sox?
I think honestly we're just looking at it's not that the Red Sox got worse. I think it's that everyone's kind of got better. And I think that the Red Sox right now are just, I don't know, they lost their mojo. They lost their fire. Like when Verdugo hit that home run the other night, no one was excited. Like from the looks of it, it's just kind of a dead clubhouse. I think last night is exactly what they needed to get back into it. Hopefully tonight they can bounce back with another win because 20 runs, I mean, that'll do something to you. We had everyone in the starting lineup had a hit. Hunter Renfroe has been stepping up huge, and Kike is on the start of another hot streak. And I think we're missing our spark plug, and that's Alex Verdugo, who is on paternity leave, which who had a kid with Alex Verdugo? But anyway, I think I'm not worried at all. They'll be fine. They're, a good team. They're a playoff team. It was just a little bump of the road. Hopefully they can get back to it tonight.
Yeah, the problem, what I kind of noticed was when everyone's making moves at the trade deadline, the Red Sox, the main guy they got hasn't been on the starting roster yet because he's got what, injured groin or something like that.
Yeah, he had a hamstring, I believe, and
Hamstring
then
or oblique or something, I read.
now he has a groin. He
Yeah,
had the groin strain to
yeah, but that's kind of a problem when the guy you want to come in and change the offense a little bit, give him a boost. He's not on the field yet. So that'll be something to watch out for. Chris Sale, obviously, making his big return on Saturday against the Baltimore Orioles. 4:10 start. Keegan, I know we'll be together watching that one. It's
it. Yeah.
long awaited. It'll be one day over 2 years since his last start when he makes his start on Saturday. I mean, we've been waiting. We're just hoping it's the Chris Sale that we all know and love.
I think it will be. Chris Sale showed good promise in Double A. He does what he does. He strikes guys out. He gets a lot of ground balls. He has that sweeping arm motion that comes from the left side. And we have the perfect counteraction to him in Tanner Houck, who is a very similar delivery, very similar style pitcher, just from the right side. I think the Red Sox need to cut down on the starting rotation, cut down on the bullpen. I think there are just too many guys, too many cooks in the kitchen. And as far as the starting rotation goes, they have 6 guys that 2 of them can't go more than 5 innings. It's like we need to put Martin in the bullpen and, Erod. Hopefully when Sale gets back, Erod and Sale can talk and maybe some, brains can be picked and knowledge can be exchanged. Put Martin in the bullpen, maybe even Richard. But Richards has been doing well lately, I say hesitantly, so I don't know.
Yeah, Richards is a guy who you see him struggle in the first 2 innings often, but all of a sudden you see he has 40 pitches through the first 2 innings and ends up making it 6. And it's like he's just got to get over that hump of the first 2 innings. And Chris Sale is a guy who can talk to him just like Erod, and he can build up that whole rotation in what the Red Sox have as a starting lineup.
Yeah, and as far as the bullpen goes, I think that, when they get to the playoffs, I think decisions are going to be made. regarding that bullpen, but I think they definitely need to keep Barnes around. They got to keep Otto around. I think Darwinson Hernandez is great. I think you should keep him. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, that bullpen, needs a little restructuring because, I mean, half these games that they've lost, they've started with a lead, even carried a lead into the eighth, ninth inning. And for some reason, Matt Barnes just lost his touch and he's been giving up losses left and right. So I don't know what needs to happen with Matt Barnes, but he right now is the problem.
Okay, Keegan, your winners and losers of this week of the MLB.
So my big winners, kind of exciting, out of the American League West, a division that seemed out of hand, but now is a lot closer than people in Houston would like it to be. The Houston Astros were supposed to run away with this division, but now the Oakland A's are just 2 games back after winning 6 in a row. That is the longest win streak in the MLB. In their last 10, they are 8-2 versus Houston's 4-6. They have a 65-plus run differential, and they are gearing for a playoff run. Right now, they're in that wild card slot. They'll be battling the Yankees up until the end of the season probably, but the addition of Starling Marte from Miami was a huge pickup for them. They're playing inspired baseball, and they're coming after the Astros for that top spot. The biggest losers, however, we have a 3-way tie. So between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Chicago Cubs of the NL Central and the Baltimore Orioles of the AL East, all have lost 7 straight games. None of them are in playoff contention. Baltimore has a negative 174 run differential, and the Cubs have negative 65, Pittsburgh negative 182. All of them are 10-plus games out of their first place positions, respectively, and all of them kind of had a fire sale at the trade deadline and gave everybody away, except the Baltimore Orioles, who decided to keep some young guys, but they're developing them. I think those teams continue to struggle. They just have to look for the future, look at the prospects they got. And it doesn't help the Cubs that Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, and Javi Baez are all doing very well in their new spots.
Yeah, I want to go back to your biggest winners and the Oakland A's. We talked about them before. They just kind of squeak in. They're a 90 to 100 win team every year, and they just kind of squeak into the wild card, and they unfortunately just can't get past there. But with this momentum that they got running, and you said only 3 games back from the Astros?
They're 2.
2 games back from the Astros now. That's big. If they can use that as momentum to even maybe leapfrog the Astros and get a better position going into the postseason, they can be in good shape, and they could actually maybe make a playoff run.
Yeah, and they're being led really former Red Sox utility man who has been with them for a number of years. He's been around the league for a heck of a long time, and he's really using his leadership and his underrated talent to lift them. Last night, he had a comeback win. He had a big home run to lead them to a comeback and get their 6th win.